Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for joining for another great conversation promoting Ms. Wheelchair America. We are so excited. This is all presented by the Mary Free Bed Guild, who've been partnering with the national competition, and we are so excited to get to meet some more ladies and talk about this great event in this great way to raise awareness and to build advocacy for what these great ladies are doing. So we have Ms. Wheelchair South Carolina Chasity, who is joining us, and we got Dana Lee from Ms. Wheelchair Georgia. Thank you both so much for jumping on the call and talking with us.
No problem.
You're welcome.
Okay, so Dana Lee, tell me, you are Ms. Wheelchair Georgia. What's it been like these past few months that you have been crowned and out in the community?
It's been fun, and it has been very difficult at the same time. Um, for myself, I'm saying it has been a little difficult because I've received many blessings, but I've also have been going through more challenges than what I've expected. But I'm strong.
That's good. And what about you, Chastity? It's been a couple months since you've been the title holder. What's it been like getting out in the community wearing the crown and sash?
It has been such an honor. It's not only representing my state and myself and my platform, but it's also representing the community for the disabled. And not only that, but being the voice for the people unseen and unheard by everyday life. And the fact that this title gives me the right and the opportunity to be seen and heard, it's been amazing.
That's great. And each of you and all our contestants come to the competition with different reasons that they might use a wheelchair. It might be an injury or an illness, something that they were born with or developed later on in life. Dana Lee, why don't you tell me a little bit about your journey in using a wheelchair, just so we can help kind of educate a little bit more with our able-bodied viewers?
Okay, my disability is from autoimmune diseases. I have a rheumatoid arthritis. I have fibromyalgia. I have osteoarthritis. I have degenerative disc disease in my spine. That's what caused me to have the SCI injury in my back. I also have the lupus gene marks the RA gene, the rheumatoid arthritis gene, and I have like all the symptoms that a person has that has lupus. At first, I was able-bodied and able to do everything, and it came to like the year 2008, and uh, my health just started declining, and that's whenever I was diagnosed with RA, rheumatoid arthritis first, and then I started getting diagnosed with everything else. And then in 2010, I received my first power wheelchair, but I also used a lot of different mobility aids to help me walk. And I was trying not to use the power wheelchair and listen to different people, and I believe that helped my health to decline some more. So I've had my wheelchair since 2010. I became a full-time wheelchair user about close to 2 years ago, and that's my mobility now.
Yeah. What about you, Chastity? You have a little more of a unique story and what brought you to be a wheelchair user. So you work as an ER nurse, and then you had this really crazy. I mean that even can't describe it. Tell us what happened.
So, August 30th, 2022, this year will make 3 years that I was shot with an AR-15 in my front yard and became a complete paraplegic from T12L1 down.
Wow. And so, I mean, you were working in healthcare, so you might have even had worked with people who've had similar injuries, but now it happened to you. What has this like whole walk been like for you, this whole journey?
It has been so eye-opening to me because as a nurse, as a patient advocate during the nursing years that I had before this injury, I thought that the community was handicap friendly, disabled friendly. I thought that the world was accessible. It wasn't until, the roles were reversed and I said, absolutely not. There's a lot of change that needs to happen. And that's kind of what led me to advocate not only for patients and victims of violent crime, but also the disability community now.
Yeah. In each one of our contestants, they might have a passion before they start using a wheelchair, but sometimes that is what gets into their platform. And everyone comes with this platform that they're working to advocate for. Dana Lee, what about you? What is your platform, and what are you hoping to spread awareness about you as you are a title holder and competing on the national stage?
My platform is for everyone who is a wheelchair user, people who have indivisible disabilities, as well as intellectual disabilities, developmental disabilities. My platform is about supporting um, everyone in a way that they'll be supported through like entrepreneurship, so everyone can be able to make money in their financials and have less worries about the government, and it's just there's a lot going on right now. So I'm trying to make a change.
Chastity, what about you? What is your advocacy platform that you're bringing?
My platform is called People of Determination. It's kind of an umbrella term because my platform is based on better medical treatment for patients with disabilities, better education on disabilities for medical professionals, true accessibility, and mental health support that actually works. And my platform is based off of the injustices that I have firsthand experienced and things that are not only echoed by the disability community, but with current events, those rights and access to care are being threatened.
Yeah, that's so great. And what we love to talk about in this competition is you all come with your own platform, but when you meet and you're interacting with all the other women who are part of this competition, the people you're competing against, you then start taking in some of their tips and tricks that they've learned and how they're working out in the community. So you really kind of grow together and become stronger through this experience. Dana Lee, what are you looking forward to most with this competition and getting to meet these other ladies?
Well, I'm excuse me. I'm looking forward to meeting all the other like-minded, beautiful queens who advocate for what their niches are. That excites me because I'm a big advocate.
Mhm.
I'm just excited that everybody's going to make an impact in their community, and I'm also looking forward to having some fun.
Yeah, yeah, and it is a fun experience. Chastity, what about you? What are you looking forward to as you're going to be coming all across the nation to Grand Rapids to be together for a whole week long competition?
I'm looking forward to the fellowship, the sisterhood that we already have getting stronger, and also the opportunity with these workshops, and not to mention working with these amazing ladies with all these different advocacy platforms, learning to be a better advocate myself.
Awesome. And then, so as we wrap up this interview, I'd like to ask you each, like, what's one thing for people who are watching this who are able-bodied, they might not use a wheelchair, but what's some like words of advice for maybe how they could work with you guys, in the contestants better, or even just things that you've learned on your journey that would be just good for anybody?
I would say just listen, learn, because you never know. One day it could be you. So I believe that, one day everybody's going to be disabled at some point, and some are disabled, even women who are pregnant, and I just believe that the world just needs to be more, accessible for, more than one reason.
Yeah, that's great, Dana Lee. Thank you for that. Chastity, what about you?
I would tell people to lead with empathy and not assumptions, because empathy builds bridges while assumptions build barriers.
Yeah, very true. Well, Chastity, Ms. Wheelchair, South Carolina, Dana Lee, Ms. Wheelchair, Georgia, we want to thank you both for jumping on the line and talking about the competition. We are promoting and raising awareness of Ms. Wheelchair America, presented by the Mary Free Bed Guild. And as we are getting to know these wonderful ladies across the nation, we are now talking to Carla Cobbs. She is Ms. Wheelchair Maryland 2025. Carla, how's it feel? The competition is just around the corner.
It feels great. It's amazing. I'm so excited. I can't wait. Excited to meet my fellow title holders, wheel sisters, as we're calling ourselves. And excited to express my passion, my advocacy, my platform, what I've been doing this past year, and definitely ready to have fun on those theme nights and represent the state of Maryland as best I can.
Yes, excellent. And so, how long have you been the title holder? When were you crowned Ms. Wheelchair Maryland? And what kind of things have you done over these past couple months?
I was crowned in March of this year in Baltimore, Maryland, at the League. We had a little crowning ceremony at the League for People with Disabilities, who also provided some sponsorship for me. So I just have to give them a shout out and thank them so very, very much. And over these past couple of months, I've been in the community, going to different events, trying to promote number one, this pageant, Miss Wheelchair Maryland, and also my platform, Inclusive Education, outside of the classroom, and really leaning into, or the reason behind that is most of the inaccessibility scenarios and situations or barriers are outside of the classroom. And many people may not know what to do or where to go from there, where to start, what the solutions are. So just, and many of them are in the community. So going around to different community events. That last picture you showed, I was on a boat at the Chesapeake Regional Accessible Boating Incorporated. It's a company called Crab. And the water is very important to, I would say, on the East Coast, well, really all over the world, but especially to Marylanders. So if you have develop a disability, one may not find many accessible options anymore, and that can lead to that isolation, depression, and all kinds of negative emotions and feelings, especially that exclusion. So this center it's a nonprofit, and it allows really anyone from all over the world to get on the water again and let's say, be free with no charge. And it's just a beautiful place.
Can you tell us, for all the viewers that are following this, that are able-bodied, we'd love to learn a little bit more about the background and why the contestants use chairs. Do you mind sharing a little bit about why you use a chair?
Sure. I have a condition called arthrogryposis. I believe the Greek meaning or behind it is club hands, club feet. And it just like many diseases or conditions, it is a range. The other, one person may be affected in one part of the body, and one person may be affected in the other, and the severity can definitely be a range from mild to severe, whatever that means. But we all have abilities. So, in focusing on that, but yeah, I am affected in my hands and all of my limbs, hands and legs, and it's just my weight. Uh, my legs can't support my upper body weight, but I am able to get in the water. I'm able to stand in the water, like out in a pool or something like that. Or I used to use braces, like from the hip to the foot. That helped me to ambulate, and a walker. So I used to do that for gym actually. That was kind of a solution that was come up with my previous schools and my parents advocating for me. So I was able to get my steps in, if you will.
And so your platform, you talked about it a little bit, the
Mhm.
education being inclusive in this motto, no mind left behind. What made you so passionate about this? And if you become Ms. Wheelchair America on the national stage, how will you further your platform?
So I definitely chose that platform because for me, my advocacy, if you will, is education. And as I mentioned previously, most of my interactions or scenarios or situations of inaccessibility were outside of the classroom, whether it was on the street, in the in let's say, not say school, but in the hallways of a school, getting into a building, in a boardroom, in housing situations, but that's very private. meaning it's a private residence. So that's a ADA notwithstanding, but interact restaurants, stores, again, many of those barriers of accessibility or questions that have come up were not in a classroom, they were outside of a classroom. So I definitely have had to educate about, at least for me personally, my abilities, capabilities, and really having to learn about the disabled community in general. And again, it's not that people are, let's say, malicious or trying to not be inclusive in design or the questions or anything like that. It's just people just don't know a lot about this community. And really, I'd say that starts with the lack of knowledge or resources that are out there. And I'm really trying to promote the resources that are there that can help individuals with disabilities, whether it's socially, again, like the league, that center that I was mentioning earlier, they have a pool, and with a chairlift. It's kind of one of those situations, and many other activities are held, workshops for people with disabilities, where one can talk about any and everything. There was a tea party. They have an after hours thing once a month, where the question has come up years ago, like, if you have a physical disability or use a wheelchair, what do you do on a Saturday night? And not feel like you're in a bubble or going to be stared at all night long or all day long. So they have this little club, if you will. The center turned into a club where you can just be you and have fun with other individuals with a disability or without a disability. So it's amazing to have centers or places like that. And there aren't too many of them, but if you find one, it's like you hold on to it. But also other resources in the community that can help. Many other title holders or platforms are when individuals get into situations that, let's say, of homelessness or um, foods, food insecure. There are resources that are out there that can help. Are they, and I spend a lot of my platform again educating about what's out there and trying to work with different organizations and even politicians about what the solutions are if let's say a building is inaccessible or one finds himself in a situation of inaccessibility, what to do. I had a conversation with the mayor of Laurel, Maryland, and he just said, "Hey, you ever get in that situation? Contact my office in his city." So I thought that was beautiful. You can also, let's say, make a report with the ADA, and again, a lot of people may not know this information. So again, inclusive education and just not leaving anyone behind. So really trying to get everyone to understand the options and what the solutions are to inaccessibility outside of the classroom.
That's great, Carla. So what about if you were to win Ms. Wheelchair America? What would you do to further your platform?
I would definitely utilize the connections I've made in or let's say community resources. Like, I'm a member of the United Spinal Association. So I know that they have a local chapter, but also a national chapter. So I would definitely reach out to organizations that have a national chapter and try to partner with those organizations to further my platform and be as involved as I can and show up at events and talk about solutions of inclusion and also education. Partner with politicians, or let's say on the Senate level and above, to, again, in terms of a national national level and impact. I would work with those individuals to try and come up with any solutions within these organizations, see how we can advocate in, let's say, in Washington for real, like, law change.
Yeah. And last question for you as we wrap this up. What are you, again, looking forward to most about the competition?
The connection, learning from my fellow sisters, title holders, figuring out how to be a better advocate, to be a better friend, and bouncing ideas off of one another. I'm looking forward to the connection, the passion, the good, the bad, and the beautiful. Just can't wait and to just share our all platforms. We all really have the same mission to better this community.
That's excellent. The good, the bad, the beautiful. We are talking to Carla Cobbs, Ms. Wheelchair Maryland, as we wrap up this interview, talking about Ms. Wheelchair America, the national competition coming to Grand Rapids, August 18th to 24th. It is presented by Mary Free Bed Guild. You can learn more about this by going to maryfreebed.com. You can watch the live stream of the speech night Friday night, and then you can catch the crowning gala on Saturday. That is August 23rd, and the speech night is August 22nd. Both of those will be live streamed here on Mary Free Bed's Facebook page, LinkedIn, and YouTube, being reshared by Ms. Wheelchair America. Thank you so much for watching, and stay well.